Millions of people in Florida bracing for the arrival of Hurricane Milton while still coping with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. This is a live look at Milton's path as it heads towards Florida's Gulf Coast. Roughly 15 million people are under flood watches. 11 million more are at risk of tropical tornadoes. Thank you for joining us for today's News at Noon. I'm Drew Carney.
And I'm China Green. New video from the International Space Station shows the sheer size of this storm. Just take a look at that and take this in. So at this time, forecast models show Milton tracking towards Tampa, and it's expected to make landfall late tomorrow night as at least a powerful Category 3 hurricane. NBC's Tom Yamas has more from Tampa.
All along Florida's Gulf Coast, the race to escape is on. Residents filling sandbags, boarding up windows, and trying to clear debris that Hurricane Helene left behind. With up to 15 feet of storm surge possible, state officials are preparing for the largest evacuation since Hurricane Irma in 2017. Freeways already gridlocked for miles. Tampa's mayor with this blunt warning.
If you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
Tampa resident Jana Thatch and her family taking no chances after Helene's storm surge threatened her home.
My kids can't unsee what happened last time, and I don't want that to be another experience for them.
Officials are most concerned about neighborhoods like this one, Madera Beach near Tampa, because of all the debris that's piled up. What the storm surge won't push into these homes could be lifted up by those hurricane-force winds and become dangerous projectiles.
Milton's winds reaching up to 180 miles per hour. The Cat 4 hurricane visible from the International Space Station as it moves across the Gulf of Mexico. On NBC6 South Florida, veteran meteorologist John Morales emotional at the storm's increasing threat.
I apologize. This is just horrific.
3.5, 4 feet, so around here.
At Tampa General, facilities manager Dustin Pasteur was here during Helene, making sure the hospital's aquafence was holding strong against the dangerous storm surge. He knows it could be even worse this time.
They're forecasting potentially a 12-foot storm surge with Hurricane Milton. Will this hold up?
It should. I mean, 12 feet is about here, so you'd still have another maybe 3 feet. It'll depend on a lot of things.
In neighborhoods devastated by Hurricane Helene, residents like Abby Lewis are trying to keep it together as they try to escape this relentless hurricane season.
I haven't allowed myself to kind of take in the emotional aspect.
Saving just a few precious mementos.
You know, I guess a good moment. But you gotta keep it together.
And no time to grieve what's been lost.
Do you have any idea what you're going to come back home to?
Well, it's already gone. It's a lot of us not knowing where we'll go.
And some local volunteers are on their way to Florida right now to help prepare and deal with the aftermath of Hurricane Milton.
Other volunteers have already been there for the past 2 weeks, dealing with the cleanup from Hurricane Helene. KGW's Joe Ranieri has more after speaking directly to the Red Cross.
It's going to take months, if not years, for residents to recover from Hurricane Helene that made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane late last month.
Right now, we're really pushing for more volunteers because we need as much help as we can get.
Now, parts of the state are under an evacuation notice ahead of Hurricane Milton that quickly grew from a Category 1 hurricane Sunday night to a Category 5 hurricane by Monday morning.
We're already sending people out to be deployed to Florida. We have already over 50 people deployed from this region to help out with Hurricane Helene.
Isabel Anderson is the Regional Communications Manager for American Red Cross. She said the volunteers that are down there now have been there for nearly 2 weeks.
They will help handing out food, providing psychological help, being a comforting presence.
The one thing they need right now is blood donations. Since Hurricane Helene hit late last month, there has been thousands of appointments that were forced to cancel. We found some people who are already wanting to help.
I actually have a few relatives that live over in Florida, distant family, and I was like, of all the times, that would be good.
While blood donations are helpful, what will really help?
Right now, we need financial donations. I mean, with Hurricane Helene that has already hit and then Milton on its way, we need help financially to be able to support that.
As Florida residents prepare for a second major hurricane in less than 2 weeks, Red Cross is doing all they can.
We are here and we're prepared, and we will be there for as long as we're needed.
to help those who will be impacted in the coming days. Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
All right, let's turn it over to Rod Hill now in the Weather Center. Rod, this is obviously something you've been tracking as well this morning.
Yeah, and it is important to note, while the resources to this state, we just mentioned getting doubled down on two major hurricanes in about 2 weeks. But this is not going to hit the same area. Yeah, they had some rain in Tampa, but remember that last storm, it was mostly up here in the Big Bend area near Sarasota and Perry, Florida, and then it went up to Georgia and the Carolinas. These areas will get very little, if any, rain in some cases. So at least there is that. But here is Hurricane Milton. It is big. It is a major hurricane without doubt, already pushing rain bands, heavy rain bands into southern Florida. Remember, a Category 5 strength starts at 156 miles per hour sustained winds around the eye wall. This is back up to 155. It's been strengthening this morning. So it may, in fact, in the next couple of hours become a Cat 5 again. Here's the track. Now, the track from the Hurricane Center still makes a beeline basically into Tampa, Florida. This is 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, East Coast time. The eye of the storm just offshore, and then somewhere in the overnight hours hitting Tampa. And by Thursday morning at 8 a.m., starting to weaken, but moving into Daytona Beach and then out to sea. So we're basically talking about any individual area looking at about 6 to 12 hours. The only way to say it is of absolute hell, with what could be a 70 to 90 mile per hour windstorm inland for hours. And then, of course, a foot of rain or maybe more in some locations. Futurecast real quick. This is Tampa, 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. You can see the heaviest rain bands. Again, this is I-4 that connects Tampa through Orlando and into Daytona Beach. So that's going to be the bullseye of this storm. Our local forecast, I'm looking out the window. It's cloudy. We have some spots of light rain. We'll talk about all of that coming up.
Rod, thank you. We have breaking news just into the newsroom. Seaside police say that they have arrested the mom whose toddler died of a suspected fentanyl overdose 3 weeks ago. Officers arrested 26-year-old Mary Jacobo, though we don't know when, but she has been on the run since first responders found the baby 3 weeks ago. Jacobo has been booked into the Clatsop County Jail on several outstanding warrants. We'll be sure to update you as we learn more about the charges she'll face on air and on KGW.com.
Meanwhile, the mistakes that led the Oregon DMV to register hundreds of ineligible people to vote have gotten worse. A new report shows the department improperly registered an additional 300 people.
So that brings the total to more than 1,500 altogether. In the new report, the DMV found 2 more errors here. One they call a technical issue, which caused thousands of records to go unanalyzed, and the additional registration of people from American Samoa who are U.S. nationals, not U.S. citizens, and do not have the same right to vote. In a briefing late last week, Governor Tina Kotek says that the state is now making changes.
There's ongoing training happening with staff, data analysis due at the end of the year of how we could be doing things different, and that might turn up other ways we can improve the system. And really, the Secretary of State and the DMV have to have some kind of calendar of, these are the things we need to check on a regular basis. Am I a little surprised we didn't have these checks in place, these checks and balances in place? Yes. And we're changing that.
Now, top state officials have called for an external audit of the motor voter program. House Republicans issued a statement yesterday saying that they welcome this audit and that they have been asking for it since these issues were first uncovered. Because of the growing number of mistakenly registered people, Governor Tina Kotek made the decision yesterday to pause transmitting motor voter data to the Secretary of State.
Also, a reminder this afternoon, KGW is partnering with the Oregonian to host a debate a week from tonight featuring the top candidates in the race for Portland mayor. And you can still be part of this back and forth affair by sending us a video question for one or more of the candidates. Email that video to debate@kgw.com and then join us next Tuesday night as we air the debate live right here on KGW starting at 6:30. Multnomah County's long-awaited deflection center, meanwhile, officially set to open on Monday, about 6 weeks behind schedule. It was supposed to open at the beginning of last month, but there were delays because of staffing issues. Starting Monday, anyone arrested under Oregon's new drug possession laws can be taken to the center and connected with addiction services instead of going to jail. That deflection center will be open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday and from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekend.